Good evening and welcome to the monthly public image webinar. Thank you for spending some time with us this evening. I'm Billy Black, Regional Public Image Chair for Zone 33. Tonight, we're going to start off the evening learning about the Learning Center. Caroline is going to follow up with that with the Brand Center, and then Susan will finish up with Service Center, the new Service Center. And then we have a surprise visit from Marshall before we go to our breakouts. Please wait, save all your questions for the breakouts. But if you will notice down at the bottom of your Zoom toolbar, there is a resource button and we have all kinds of links down there. So if you have a question, it might be answered there. So now, let's get started with the Learning Center. This is what the Learning Center looks like after you have logged in. Notice all the great courses that are possible. We're in view mode. And I want you to realize how many courses there are out there. There are over 1,000 courses in 20 different languages. 180 of those courses are in English. There are courses available to both non-members and members. And the first question I asked was, how does a non-member get into my Rotary to look at a course? Well, they can log in and create a login. They're asked if they're Rotarian. If they say no, then it puts them into another Learn Center that only has a certain amount of courses. But you can send them there for things like youth protection, if you have people in your community that are working with your youth exchange kids. So the first thing you do is you go to My Rotary and go to the Learning Center. I've never gone in this way, so I was kind of a little tentative with that, but this actually works. You don't have to log in first. After you click on the Learning Center, it asks you to sign in. So it's just a little backwards from the way I'm used to doing things. If you need to create a Rotary account, this is the same email address that your club uses. And so you will simply put that in. It's a two-step process. You'll be asked if you're over the age of 18, a Rotarian or Rotaractor, and asked to create a password. So then you'll get an email and you can log in from there. That's just the first time. After that, you can simply sign in. If you've never been to the Learning Center before, it's going to ask you to accept the privacy policy before taking the first course or before even going to the catalog page or the home page. Each box on this page contains a catalog of courses. And then I want you to know, and down in the resources, there's a whole sheet of how to operate the Learning Center on a smartphone, but you are able to, it's very robust and you can go in through the smartphone and access the Learning Center. If you have never been to the Learning Center before, you have to start on a laptop or a desktop and accept the privacy settings before you can come in on your smartphone. So catalog topics. On the homepage, the catalogs are organized by topics, and they offer a range of courses. Just select the View button. Notice where it says View Courses About Rotary, and you'll scroll all the way down to find language selections. Key catalog highlights include the Rotary Foundation catalog, which covers foundation, funding, giving, polio initiatives, as well as essential information on Rotary grants, including the Grant Management Seminar and recertification courses. There's a membership catalog, which focuses on attracting and retaining members, while the Public Image catalog provides guidance on Rotary branding, voice and logo, and it has a great one on how you actually name things, such as a park. And that's a great one. It's on copyrights and naming. There's also leadership and communication development and all sorts of service information. So here we go about Rotary courses. This is a course catalog page, which includes courses you can choose to enroll. If you are looking for a course to refer prospects or new members to, you might start at the About Rotary catalog. Here's our public image catalog. If you haven't taken any of these, you really need to spend a little time dabbling in the public image courses. These dedicated learning plans have been developed for Rotary's leadership roles, covering both club and district positions. For example, the public image catalog includes a district public image committee intermediate learning plan highlighted in red here. This plan features a series of courses designed to equip you with essential knowledge for your role, including effective public image strategies. Additionally, the catalog offers a club public image committee learning plan and a variety of standalone courses. The courses focus on promoting Rotary's brand, understanding marks and trademarks, and offering practical tips on public relations. They also provide guidance on showcasing your club or district's activities on effective sharing on social media. The District Public Image Committee Learning Plan provides essential resources to support your success as a public image committee chair. The first course outlines the expectations for your role, and I've been asked that several times by district governors. Well, what's their role contain? And I send them here so that the governors can see what it's all about. It helps you focus on being effective and building connections with clubs and how to discuss public image strategies. A key aspect of your role is understanding the value of the Rotary brand, including the proper use of Rotary logos and distinguishing between marks, terminology, and trademarks. Mastering these essentials ensures a consistent and professional look when promoting district activities. The learning plan also covers how to leverage People of Action campaign to raise Rotary's visibility and create custom ads for your districts and clubs. As a public image leader, you play a vital role in building of Rotary's recognition within your district, clubs, and your community. This foundational knowledge will empower you to set impactful public image goals and make lasting impressions during your term. This is what a course looks like in the Learning Center. To start, click the Let's Begin button. Please note that there may be downloadable items available before or after completing the interactive module as part of the course. Be sure to fully download each item, not just view it. The course description will indicate any recent revisions, and additional resources can be found on the course page. Don't forget to complete the evaluation and share any feedback. I found coming back to these pages also helps because they're revising these regularly, like every 6 months or so, they're revising them. And if you have finished one, you have a check mark beside different items. The check mark disappears if something new has been added. So you might take that piece once again. And please report any technical issues to the Learn team so that they can address those issues. You can also access course links to the course catalog document posted on My Rotary. And in the resources, there is a link to that course catalog. The course catalog shows you which courses are available to non-members in the column just before languages. If members are seeing the non-member page, it's probably an indication that they have a duplicate profile, so you might want to get that fixed as well. If you access a course that you've already completed, remember, any materials that have been updated will no longer have a check mark in front of them. There is a menu of features available on the Learning Center. Just select the 3 lines at the top left corner to access it. Use the My Activities tab to find your progress and completed courses and learning plans, along with any certificates of completion that you have created. The more languages that I spoke of, you can slide down and find the languages. There are now over 20 languages in the Learning Center, and you find these using filters. It's really cool. I have seen some of the courses in public image in Chinese and Portuguese and Spanish and French. So if you are from one of the islands, and you don't speak English as your primary language, you may want to take some of these courses in your primary language. So now you can use the learning topic features to post resources and share ideas with other members. They've started a virtual badge and leaderboards. So if you're into competition, you can take courses and then come here and find out where you are in your region. So under the My Dashboard tab, you'll find the virtual badges and leaderboards. As you complete courses and learning plans, you'll receive a badge for your accomplishments. The leaderboards display earned points in your region. You can also subscribe to their newsletter, the Learn newsletter, if you would like to receive communication from them about new courses or other information, and they also tell you when something has been updated significantly. You go to My Rotary, Events and Connections, Newsletters, and manage your subscriptions. Be sure to check Learning in Action for updates. That will send something straight to your mailbox when they update it. The Learning Center has a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a LinkedIn account. Visit these pages for new and revised course promotion, data, and tips. In addition, please share these pages and any tips posted to your social media accounts and feeds. This helps us communicate about the great learning tools to members. Questions? They've got an email, learn@rotary.org. That concludes this session on the Learning Center. Any questions will be held till the breakout session. Over to Caroline.
So here's the question, why use the brand center? Well, for professionalism, you know, strengthen you got quality materials available, you reflect Rotary's trusted global brand. It is us, it is one brand for all of us. There is a lot of companies or a lot of clubs out there that we are looking forward to have a consistent branding. So this is why we go to the brand center. Brand consistency. There is approved designs and guidelines. You will not get in trouble. You don't even have to think, everything is there. All clubs speak with one voice. Wherever you are, whichever language you're speaking, it all looks the same. So we're all under one cap, so to speak. The ease of use, it's not complicated to use the brand center. Use it for events, brochures, and campaigns. It's very user-friendly, even for non-designers. If you don't know how to design a thing, if you don't know how the first thing about how to put a logo on a page, go to the brand center. It will help you. Copyright-free materials. Everything is pre-approved if you use it for Rotary. So don't go and use the pictures and promote your own little company or big company for that matter. But as long as it is used for Rotary, you can use all the images, you can use all the videos, you can use pretty much everything there is. Build trust and credibility. If you're building trust by showing a consistent brand, you build trust. Your partners and donors and whoever will trust you much easier by being consistent. We want to stand out as people of action. Now, the best thing of the brand center, at least in my opinion, and I have been called the queen of the brand center not too long ago, is you save time and resources. Spend less time designing, spend more time in the community doing good. That's what we are all about. So where is that brand center located exactly? Go to Rotary, brandcenter.rotary.org, and you'll see a screen that looks a little bit like that. Click on that, what would you like to do today? And you see you can create a logo. You can find image or videos. You can find all videos, and there's a bunch of them out there. You can find club and member resources, people of action material, learn how to promote Rotary, learn how to strengthen our brand. Now that is the key of it. So first, let me talk a little bit about that brand, that logo of ours. Never ever go and do the logo on your own. Do not go to Google to do the logo on your own. Don't go to anybody, any browser, anyone that says logos other than the Brand Center. The Brand Center logo on the, I have a difficulty between left and right, but I believe it is on the left side, is the master brand signature. It represents Rotary International. That is Rotary International's brand. On the right side, you see the master brand signature simplified version, which is really simplified because who wants to have a shredded Rotary or International inside the wheel when you have it on your T-shirt or when you have it very small and you can't read it? So this is actually used for reproduction in certain areas. As I mentioned, T-shirts, as I mentioned, little things on websites. Now, let me touch a little bit on the your Rotary logo. You are going to have a club name under it, or district or zone number. Now, Rotary is nice and says, okay, well, your name may be very long. You can have the option of putting your name on the top or on the bottom. You can use 2 lines or just 1 line. Go to the Brand Center, and when you're playing around with the logo, and we will do that a little bit later, doing that. Use that logo, download it, and use it for all your promotional items. So when you have that logo created, you get several file formats, and you might be confused. And why am I going? What is PNG, JPEG, PDF, etc.? Pick the PNG version when you use it online, or if you need the logo without any background. It's a transparent background with that PNG version. It pretty much will not fall apart when you are making it larger or smaller, so stick to that. The JPEG version, and that is for pictures primarily, not so much for the logo. If you're using a JPEG version of the logo, you have a white background, which you really don't want to remove. And it's kind of looking odd in certain situations. Sometimes it's okay. Use it in emails or in basic online sharing. PDF is for the use in documents or printable materials where text and design needs to remain intact. PDF and PNG are really very close cousins, actually. But PDF is best if you go to a printer and have your flyer printed there. EPS is my stepbrother. I don't like EPS because I don't like to do big posters. I don't want to do banners, and I don't want to do big, huge stuff. EPS is really basically for professional printing, and a lot of the average computer may not even be able to read it. So I would actually stick away unless you're doing something for professional purposes. So what I really wanted to do is talk about templates in the Brand Center. How do I do this template thing? First of all, you go to the Brand Center. There is no login required, nothing. You just right there. You don't have to give any emails. It's just brandcenter.rotary.org. Did I mention I was the queen of the Brand Center? I have it on fast push. Select the template, since we want to talk to templates, and then select Create Promotional Materials. Select Club and Member Resources. You have a lot of options there, and sometimes too many choices are a little confusing. But if you kind of follow this screen, you pretty much get where you need to go. You will find a whole bunch of templates. Pick your template and start to create. Download and share. The reason why there is no login required at the Brand Center, I almost forgot to mention that your marketing or design firm have now access to the Brand Center as well, and they can download the logos or whatever we got. This will be the page of the, I'm here in the Brand Center, and I'm here on the templates. What do I see? I see a People of Action template. I have personal card template. Did anybody ever need a business card? Well, go right here. You got the logo, you got your name. It guides you through. You don't have to fill out everything. Rotary Club brochure. You ever wanted to have a brochure for your club? Absolutely, go for it. Rotary event flyer template. And that the event flyer template, this is what I really want to talk about. So right now we'll go, let me just switch right into the template. This is the little magic. This is where it's not as perfect as it should be. And yeah, did I say nothing is perfect? Okay, here we go. I clicked on that event template. This is my next screen. I click create. There is a little display, whatever. And, and here I'm clicking on this. I have an option of letter or A4. A4 is usually for European company or European countries. And if you give me a moment, I'm getting back on my settlement and I actually know what I'm talking about. I just have to settle down. But pick the letter because that's an 8.5 by 11. Now we're talking about customizing the logo. We are right here. You can customize the logo. You can make it a logo lookup. Okay, so let's just go try to customize the regular logo. We are zone 33, 34. So we'll put into the text zone 33, 34. It automatically populated that. Do I want a simplified logo or do I want the regular logo? I have this choice right here. Do I want to have a logo lookup? Well, this event that I'm talking about, yeah, I might want to have a logo lookup. And the logo that I want to have is in text, for example. And I can just say present or an event presented by the PI team. You see as it automatically populates this right up there. You can pick your font size, okay? But I really want a picture there. I don't want to have the secondary. I'm right now for the picture. I'll click on the little thingy there. I go to upload my own image. I want to do the Canva picture. Open that up and bingo, here it is. Perfectly sized. You don't even have to worry about sizing. There's really nothing about it. By the way, I grabbed that logo. I downloaded that from Canva and it is in my folder. So I continue with the next thing here. Do I want to have partners? Do I have partners in my with my event? I can have 2 partners. It'll open up 2 fields. I can have 1 partner. I can have up to 4 partners. 4 partners will rearrange and I have all this down here. Let's just go for 2 partners right now. I like to always talk about Polio Plus. Kind of like that. Everybody does. And if I want to do on the second one, I can just pick something else. Remember, open, upload your own image, and let's just go for the Rotaract ABC. Okay, and here you have it. It's populated. The next thing is we want to edit the content. Okay, we edit the content. Insert, got this right here. Lights, Canva, action. It is a Zoom presentation. Insert the event type. Here we have it. I usually call these the blah blahs, which is basically the description. Put the description in there. Description, I have the option, I can bulletize it and I cannot bulletize it. Okay, I can go back. Basically, the trick is click on those little things that you see in order to customize this. Okay, my location. This is a virtual thing. Okay, so a virtual. I put in my URL. Got that right here. Or if the event is not a virtual event, then you put the address here. Don't forget about the date. People want to know where you're going or when the event is. This particular event is going to be Tuesday, February 25th. And it will be just like this one today, at 6 o'clock. Okay. And as an additional little thing, you know, I always like to have a call to action. I'm just telling you, go ahead, register. As of tomorrow, the link will be open. So how about this picture? Don't like the picture, want to have my own picture? Click on that. Rotary images. No, I want my own image. Upload an image. That little thingy here, upload. And I just happen to have another image that I can upload. It's probably not going to be cropped properly, so there is a crop and resize button, and it's extremely easy to resize that. I like the little girl here in my little square. Close, I'm set, I'm all done. So what else is there in this brochure? A QR code. QR codes are very, very popular these days. So the only trick is, do not forget to put your URL right here, because otherwise it'll end up at rotary.org and they probably will not know what to do with it. So I will just right now put Elevate Rotary Zones 33, 34. And it automatically changes the QR code. So my flyer is done. I have done this probably now in about 6 minutes. I think I only have 10 minutes. You download the file, you get a PDF file. Add crop marks. A lot of printers do not like crop marks for the simple reason that it interferes with the page. Some of them do. So I would just download it the way it is. If you're not sure, download it both ways. It'll end up in your download folder as a PDF. And that is the little sample of this introduction to the Brand Center. And I will be sending this over to Susan.
Thanks, Caroline, so much for the tutorial on the Brand Center, especially that event flyer template. There's a lot of really cool new templates in the Brand Center that I encourage you to check out. RI, Rotary International, is constantly adding and updating the Brand Center and the Learning Center and the Service Project Center, which we're going to talk about next. So we wanted to use this virtual event tonight to kind of give you little snippets of each of these centers, specifically focused around what public image resources are available. So hopefully you'll get some good content out of each of the three resources that are offered. Now let's talk about the new Rotary Service Project Center. As you might have known, the Rotary Showcase was retired last year, and Rotary International launched the Service Project Center. And it was really created to capture and share Rotary's service projects and Rotary service stories. The vision for the Service Project Center is really to be the showcase for all of our Rotary service projects, to showcase that we're people of action and really show what we're doing. So to celebrate your club, to celebrate your successes, but also to engage other clubs and other potential partners. So what we're going to do in this next session is go through some tutorial of the new Service Project Center. We're going to talk about some of the elements that were brought over from Rotary Showcase, but we're also going to explore some of the new elements that RI has incorporated into the Service Project Center. So you'll see on the screen here some of the new elements that I think are really cool features. If you've used Rotary Showcase, you might have seen some of these features before. If you haven't used the Service Project Center, then or Rotary Showcase, a lot of this is going to be new content to use for you, but I want you to bring this back to your club and talk to your service project chair about it, and talk to your other club leaders about it, because it could be a really helpful tool when you're trying to resource other contacts and support for your upcoming service projects this year and next Rotary year and down the road. So the Service Project Center launched on August 1st of 2024. So it's been out for a few months, but it's still a new tool, and it's continuing to get new features and just add improvements along the way. There are some similarities to Rotary Showcase, as I mentioned, but this is a newer and a faster user experience. There's newer technology, and as I said, there's new features as well. One of the really cool things is there's a mobile-friendly version, so you can access the Service Project Center, and if I say SPC, that's the Service Project Center, acronym, but if you access it from your phone or a tablet or any other mobile device, then the view is compatible to those devices. You don't have to access it just from a desktop to view all the features. Another cool feature we're going to explore is the Google Maps. So we're collecting more accurate data with regards to locations of the projects that our clubs are doing. And it's also easier to share projects on social media. So there's a better social media sharing experience in the Service Project Center. One thing that I love is that all current club officers can manage their club's project. Before in Rotary Showcase, it was very limited who had access to it. Now members can add projects to the Service Project Center. So if you're running a fundraiser or running a project and you want to upload it, upload that data to the Service Project Center, you don't have to find your club president or your club secretary to access and input that data. You can go in directly and have that access and make modifications and continue to add data as you implement and execute your project. As with Rotary Showcase, you can connect with other project partners, and that could be clubs, it could be sponsors, it could be non-governmental organizations that you want to partner with. So there is not a login, just like the Learning Center and the Brand Center have recently migrated over to platforms where you don't have to be a member and log in to access a lot of the information. The Service Project Center does not require login either in order to view the projects. Now, if you want to add a project, you do have to be a member and you do have to log in. And if you want to make any modifications, you also have to be a member and log into your account. So there's a lot of really neat features, and we're going to explore how to add a project into the Service Project Center. I might go through some of these slides a little bit quickly, but it really is self-explanatory once we hop onto the Service Project Center on what information you want to input. You don't have to fill out all of the criteria and all of the forms in order to upload your project. You can have a limited amount of data just to get your project rolling and then continue to evolve and add additional information as you execute the project. The URL to take you to the Service Project Center is spc.rotary.org, and you'll see kind of what the homepage looks like just there on the screen. We're going to go through a tutorial of what the components of the Service Project Center are entailed. There's the current campaign. So if I were actually live on the website, you can scroll down to close campaigns as well. So you can view past projects, but the current campaigns allows you to view projects as well as add new projects. Last Rotary year, more than 120,000 service projects were added. It's a really great way to see the positive impact of Rotary service in our communities and around the world. So even if you don't have a project right now to add to the Service Project Center, go online and check it out and just view what's available. You might be inspired by some of the projects that are on the Service Project Center and get some ideas of things that you want to implement in your club. So here's another view of how you can browse the projects. That's one of the tabs when you go to the home page. You can click on Browse Projects, and there's a couple of different ways you can browse the projects. The new Service Project Center has many more criteria that you can utilize to find projects. It has a lot more criteria you can enter or search for than Rotary Showcase. For example, and I'll take you there to the map view, but you can actually navigate by location. You can search by language, by club type, by project type, by area of focus. So if you're looking for clean water and sanitation projects, for example, you can search by that. If you're looking for specific clubs, you can search by the club name. So you can enter your search criteria here, and there's even a check mark here to only view projects that have photos. Which is kind of interesting, but maybe that will narrow your search down to projects who are a little bit more evolved. Let's go over to the map view. So I really like this feature as well, because if you go to the map view, you can scroll around the globe, sort of like if you're on Google Maps, and you can pinpoint different areas. So if you want to do a project in a specific country, you can locate that country and see what projects are being posted on Service Project Center in those different locations. If you click on the marker for the project, it will bring up the name of the project, that's being implemented in that area that was posted by that club. And it gives you just a brief description of the dates. You can see the project here has a start date, but not an end date yet. And it just has a brief description of what the project is. Now, if you actually click on the project, there'll be a hyperlink there where it says Clayton Rotary Club and the name of the project. There's a hyperlink there that will direct you to the project page where there's a substantial amount of information. So it will tell you where it's located and the resources, including if it's grant funded, what other resources have been offered to support that project, volunteer hours. So there's a lot of data that you can enter that will populate here if someone is searching for your project. So I just thought that was a really neat feature that Rotary added to the Service Project Center that we didn't have before. And they are continuing to evolve the integration with Google Maps to make it more effective when you're searching. So for example, you can search for projects in your area and see what other clubs are doing throughout the United States, for example, doing close to you. So let's talk about how you can enter projects into the Service Project Center. One of the first things that will pop up, or the first thing if you go to add a new project, is your project already listed? So you can see, I'm going to back up here really quickly. You can see the tabs on the Service Project Center. If you're not logged in, this My Club's projects will not appear. So you have to be logged in order to view your club projects as well as add a new project. Otherwise, you'll just be able to browse the projects and the campaigns. So this is the view when you log in. You can click on My Projects and see what your club is doing. You click on Add a New Project, and it will ask you to check the box saying that you have already reviewed your club projects and you're confirming that your project isn't already listed. Now in Rotary Showcase, since we had limited access of who could add the projects, we wouldn't really run into this issue. But now, since everybody in your club could be adding the projects, we want to make sure that your secretary is not adding the same project as the service project chair, as the PI chair. So we only want that project in the Service Project Center one time. So you just click the box and it'll let you continue. And then you'll just say, is it established project, proposed project seeking partner? So it's going to ask you some questions before you start to add the data to your projects. And then we're going to tell you about, then you're going to tell Service Project Center about your project. So make sure you have a title for your project, just a short, few-word title that identifies what your project is. And then you can have an overview, a shorter description of what the project is. And then you can see at the bottom, there's more, the opportunity to add more details about your project. And we talk a lot about using AI, so you might consider typing these prompts into ChatGPT or a similar platform and utilizing AI to help you come up with good descriptors and good overviews of your project. And then you can check the areas of what your project is, the project location. So that would be the city and state or the address where the project is being implemented. It might be a regional project or multi-city project. So you can identify the project location on this screen. And if you don't have all of the data, then you're not required to enter everything, but it's really important that you enter as much information as possible, especially if you're adding your project so that you can seek out potential partners. And there's the funding source module there, so drop down area where you can select if it's grant funded, if it's funded by private donations, funded by partners, etc. And then we move on to part 4, community needs. It's always good to conduct a community assessment, and there's a hyperlink there for community assessment tools where it gives you a little bit of prompting. You can upload documents here as well. You can add links in your descriptors, and again, just add as much information as possible about the assessment, the sustainability of the project, and any other information you can come up with that would be beneficial to those that are viewing your project. Rotary Project Partners, this is, an opportunity to share other clubs that you're partnering with or other organizations that you're partnering with. There's also a place to add the project contacts. Disclaimer, if you add a project, so if you add a contact and you put your information in there, it does not share your email. So Rotary has a privacy policy where if another club or somebody views your project and they want to get in touch with you, it doesn't provide your contact information. It is set up to where they fill out a kind of like a contact us form, and it will direct an email to you, but your contact information is not given out. And then there's some Rotary partners that you can select if you're partnering with any of the official organizations that are partners with Rotary. Photos are always great to add. You can upload videos as well. Short plug for Chris's webinar. Next month, we're going to talk about how to create cool videos, especially in Canva. That was the flyer that Caroline was working on in her presentation on the Brand Center. But you can add videos about your project, you can add photos, and you can add hashtags as well to make your project more recognizable. Difficulty level, you know, if you want to get more in depth on how advanced your project is, you can select basic, intermediate, or advanced. The difficulty level of planning and executing the project, and then project engagement. And then I mentioned earlier, you can search by project language. So there's an opportunity to select your language there. This engagement tracker is really helpful because you can track the number of hours that your club has put in, the people who volunteered those times, the in-kind and the cash contributions. This is great for clubs from a historical perspective. If you have projects that you implement or have had running multiple years in a row, you can go back and use this engagement tracker to see how much money you've raised and how many volunteer hours you've put towards this project over the years. So that's a really cool feature for your club to have from the historical perspective. And then again, just click the box on you understand that all of the information you provided is legitimate, and read the disclaimer, publish the project, and you're live and ready to go. So that was a really, really quick tutorial of the Service Project Center. Please go through and do your own research on it and look at some of the other projects that are posted. As I mentioned, there's been a lot of activity on it since it launched. If you were using Showcase before, then your projects would have been integrated into Service Project Center. So any projects you had previously posted on Rotary Showcase transferred over to Service Project Center. So you still have that data, but now you have these new features as well. And again, as I mentioned, Rotary is continuing to have new improvements to the Service Project Center. The projects near me, I mentioned the integration with Google Maps is continuing to evolve. Improve project input, output, the data collection there is continuing to improve. And then the integration with the Grant Center is really cool. So they're working on that to where if you have grant projects that you're working on, that integration feature will help populate the data into Service Project Center as well. So you have it stored in one centralized location. And that concludes our presentation on Service Project Center. But since we are talking about service projects, I asked Marshall Butler to be here and share some information on a really cool program that they launched last year for the Zone 33-34 Summit, and that's the Shark Tank. So Marshall, would you tell us all what Shark Tank is and how to get involved?
Absolutely. Thank you, Susan. Super excited about bringing back Shark Tank. We had a lot of success with it at the Zone Summit in Pittsburgh this past year. If you were there, you know it was a lot of fun. We saw some great projects, heard some great feedback from some Rotary leaders, and really, it was an amazing event. And putting your project in the Service Project Center is the first step towards competing in the Shark Tank 2025 event. So to enter this competition, the first thing you do is enter your project in the Service Project Center. So can't implore you guys enough to go ahead and start loading those projects in. We're going to be putting out an application for folks in the next month or so to fill out. It's a supplementary application that will go along with your entry into the Service Project Center. But what it's going to do is it's going to enter you into the contest to hopefully be a finalist at the Zone 33-34 Summit in Jacksonville, Florida in September of this year. We believe that Shark Tank 2025 is going to be bigger and better than ever. And what it does is it's going to create interest and exposure for up to 3 projects across our zones. Now, if you do this, tell them what they're going to win. Well, you're going to win prep workshops leading up to the Zone Summit. We have gotten some feedback, and we want to work with the 3 finalists to make sure that we help them perfect their pitch going into that event in September, including public speaking tips from our very own past RI director, John Smarge, is going to be leading one of those workshops. So you're going to learn how to perfect the pitch that's going to help you sell your project from John Smarge. We're also going to include accommodations at the Zone Summit in Jacksonville if you're one of the finalists. We're going to provide you with a booth in the House of Friendship so that folks can learn more about your project leading up to the Shark Tank event. And then the big day is going to come. You're going to be on the Shark Tank, and you're going to have your project vetted by sharks, including President-elect Sang-Koo Young. He's going to be at the Zone Summit. We're going to have our very own director, Patrick Eakes. We haven't found out who our Rotary Foundation trustee is going to be yet, but that person will be will be a shark on the panel. And you're going to have an opportunity to present your project to people that are looking to invest foundation dollars, DDF, just personal money into projects that really inspire them. And this includes sitting district governors, members of the AKS Society, past district governors. So again, it all starts with loading your project into the Service Project Center. So if this is something that is of interest to you, if you would like to possibly see your project presented to a large audience that might help take you to that next level to become a project of scale, load your project into the Service Project Center and be looking for details. We're going to be publishing details in the coming months, like I said, and look forward to another great competition in September of 2025. So good luck to you all.
Thanks, Marshall. And for anyone interested, I hope you are, bring the information back to your club. We'll continue to push out information on how you can get involved with Shark Tank, because those who participated last year just spoke so highly of it. They had such a great time, and it's just a really cool concept that helps get the word out even more about these amazing projects that Rotary is undertaking. We're going to move into breakout rooms in just a minute, but before we do, I have a few quick announcements to make. EPIC Award, the Excellence in Public Image Coordination Award. Hopefully your club has been completing these monthly tasks. We have the rest of the tasks for the year are now open. So if you haven't done December, go ahead and get that done before the end of the month. You can go online to Elevate Rotary Zones 3334.org and do January, February, March, and April. So go ahead and just get those knocked out or review them and see what's required. And we are looking forward to presenting awards for all of these amazing clubs who are doing a wonderful job towards the end of the year. This is really, really exciting, you guys. We have Canva for clubs for the Zones 3334 public image team has a Canva account, and we have 40 seats available to offer to clubs. Now, there are some criteria you have to meet. There's a short application process, but if you're a club within our zone who hasn't been able to get a nonprofit Canva account, maybe you don't have a nonprofit status or you've had some trouble getting that approved from Canva, we can review your application and review that completed criteria and see if you qualify. And then we're happy to offer you a seat for the pro account for the next year, and then we'll reevaluate those seats every year and offer them to clubs who need them. But we talk about Canva all the time, and we want to make sure the clubs who are hearing us talk about it can utilize it as well. This slide is an invitation to anyone who is interested in learning more about our Zones 3334 social media channels and potentially joining our team. We're looking for individuals to help us create content and share content and help us manage our different channels. So you can scan the QR code there. It'll take you to a page on our website where you can view a little bit more information about joining the team and then submit a form that expresses your interest and gives us a little bit more information about your experience with social media, and we can open up a conversation to see if that's something that you might want to participate in and help us out with. We have launched the People of Action competition for the second year in a row. We had a lot of great submissions last year for this contest, so go to Elevate Rotary Zones 3334.org and select the People of Action competition. You can find criteria there, submission instructions, and what all you need to know to participate. We're really excited to be launching this again this year because we, like I said, had a lot of great talent and artwork submitted last year. So we want to see what your clubs are doing and show us how they are people of action. Speaking of contests, congratulations to our social media cover artwork contest winners who will be featured on our Zones 33-34 social media channels throughout the rest of this year. Again, we had so much talent, so many submissions that, you know, it was hard to choose, but we did select 3 top winners who are going to be featured on our channel. So check them out on our social channels. And all of the voting and submissions can be found on our Facebook channel and at Elevate Rotary, the website. Last announcement are the upcoming webinars. So you can see on the screen there, we have the Canva, Lights Canva Action, where we'll be talking about videos on February 25th. And then we do have scheduled an AI presentation, AI tools. We're going to talk about, we've talked about the AI tools, but really how to get the best benefit out of utilizing some of the AI tools, how to maximize what you're doing with AI in March. And then our annual boot camp is in April, and we're not going to get physical there with the boot camp, but we are going to get really mental and talk to you about all of the things you need to be working on next year. Please make sure your public image chairs for your clubs, your public image teams for your districts are there at this boot camp so they can get all of the great content and information that they need for a successful year. But I hope to see you at all of these events. And that concludes our session for this evening. We're going to move into breakout rooms. So if you want to join either of these 3 breakout rooms and ask some questions, we will be in there fielding your questions. You can hop in and out of them. And we're just going to close the webinar after these instead of coming back to a general session. So at this time, I'm going to say good evening and hope to see you in a breakout. Thanks everyone for being here.